You see, these radical elements are actually trying to replicate the Afghanistan model. That is for sure. The people I pity most, in short, I pity all of us. I pity people that think it doesn't concern them. I pity the innocent and the good-hearted Muslims. And I pity people that thinks that this is all about politics. And that is why they are downplaying the fact that there is no genocide in Nigeria. If you take your time, go to Wiki, read the Afghanistan model, how it was conquered, everything, and you will get to see these things I'm saying. You see, one of the major attributes you should know with people, these radical, fanatic individuals, is the fact that they are very patient. Just like you know, conquering Afghanistan took centuries. They are very patient. And let's talk about what is happening in Nigeria now. Did it just start happening today? It didn't just start happening today. If we were to start counting, we'll even go back to the possibly 80s, 60s, 70s, and the rest of it. And that is how it all goes. And that is why you have a cleric scholar now running around trying to buy them time, trying to tell them to lower their arms because the team be like, say, you want cast. And that is why he's trying to say, okay, let's dialogue with these people, let's negotiate with them. The fact is, it's not going to change anything. It's just going to buy time. When the tension is down, then they continue. And don't think that it's just even all about the unaliving, that the whole thing is all about. When you look at the Afghan model, you will get to see that a lot of administrative works, a lot of things were put in place on the administrative part and on the political part, that at the end of the day, there will be a general point of convergence in regards to the violence and the administrative work that has been put in place. And that is why you see the worst you can ever talk in regards to this situation is when you talk about Sharia and why are they trying to enforce Sharia in Nigeria. And they tell you that no, it doesn't concern Christians, it's not Christians, it's just for Muslims or whatever. The good Muslims actually don't see sense in that. But the fact is, just like Afghanistan now, it didn't happen all of a sudden. It happens just the way it's starting now. It starts small. But all of a sudden, when you finally get to that general point of convergence, the administrative aspect of it has been done, and the radical, the unaliving aspect of it now finally meets. Now is now fully blown, and there's nothing anybody can do about it. So I pity people when they come out and try to downplay the existence of genocide in Nigeria. It's very funny. Some actually feel it's political, and that is why they have to take a political stand. But some actually see it as an attack out of ignorance on religion, to be more specific, Islamic religion. But the fact is, I will still refer you back to the Afghan model. The Afghan model now haven't been accepted or considered at a point in time that this is a general reflection of what Islam want or what most Islams want. But when the whole thing was achieved, sects now begin fighting each other. So it now became a situation where there is a particular sect. If you read the Afghan story, you see that there's a major sect that dominates the whole thing now. You have them at 90%, that sect. You have another sect at 10%. And let's look at what is happening in Nigeria today. It's just unfortunate that the sect fight is already happening when it's not supposed to be happening. That is why you see a lot of people like fighting despite the fact that they are of the same religion. A lot are already in prison, like them Abdul Jabbar, because his stand is against a particular sect or whatever, and in regards the fact that the government doesn't. So generally, at the end of the day, if you think what you are doing is you are fighting for your religion, at the end of the day, you must belong to the right sect at the end of the day that will take over power. Because by the time you oppose the sect that will come to take over power, you will now become a victim. You will have to run just like any other army or any other pagan worshipper that you think. And the fact is, there's a systemic decay as well. Systemic decay has resulted into incapacitating the military, in the sense that monies that were supposed to use to equip the military for decades has been embezzled. And as a result of that, the radicals have a comparative advantage in regards to their fight. And that is why the fight is endless. And in regards somebody picking offense when they say there's Christian genocide and you say there's none or whatever, it will soon clear you. It will soon clear you of a truth. Everybody is a target. But the fact is, you can't rule out Christian genocide in all these things. And do you know why everybody is a target? Because the sects, I'm not the one saying this, check this. The sects that are the major proponents of this actually sees other sects as infidels. So it's not about that you're of the same religion. You need to be of the same sect with them. But the fact is, I just feel there's no gain in denying the fact that we need help. We need help in all aspects. And the fact is, when you marry all these things to the high level of ignorance and the likes of the Malam Yachi, you will now know that we're in soup. But at the end of the day, if you like, keep countering. Let them sponsor you. Think that you are doing the work of God or you're trying to protect your religion. But when it's stop finally, when it has fully blown, you will now know. And at that point in time, it will be very late for you to cry.
All Nigerian Christians have been in bondage right from 2021. In fact, it reached a stage that the Islamic terrorists have vowed that Christians should never lead them. 2021, there was organized massacre that cut across every place in the nation, Nigeria. But the media here are downplaying things for themselves. And this is where we are in trouble. I've performed several genocide burials, more than 70 times. Imagine some of the graves are 501 people killed in one night in Dogonahawa, village named Gebru. The Nigerian government downplayed that one because the Islamic are controlling the government.
So the Nigerian government, if I may just jump in there, the Nigerian government has vehemently denied there is a genocide of Christians in Nigeria. Further, they say a lot of Muslims have also been killed by the likes of Boko Haram for being too moderate, and that therefore the issue of Islamists killing people is not restricted just to Christians, but also to moderate Muslims. What do you say to that?
So let me give you the background of what happened. This is the background with initial fact finding. They created Boko Haram by many that are in hierarchy of the government to remove good luck, who is a Christian. This is what happened. They steered them. They caused riot every village. And the people run away, they were relocated. And their target is to kill the Christian. Because good luck is a Christian. That's why good luck says my blood is not worthy for other people to die. He voluntarily and submit and accept result even before it was finished counting. He knows the danger. Had it been good luck, announce the true result of the election, many Christians in the north will go into the grave. Because it was really declared a jihad. In Borno, they will enter village on Sunday. They will meet people in the church. And they will lock the church building with Christian inside. Anybody that is found outside, they will order him to go in. They lock the church. They put Gatling. They set the church building ablaze. All Christians that were inside, including the pastor, the elders, and everybody, were burned to death. This is the report that they will never tell. They move to other village. They will find people in the church. They will bring them out and separate male and female. And all the male, they will assemble them for slaughtering. They will slaughter all of them, including all the youths and everybody. And for the female, they will select the female for themselves. and divide it among themselves, sexual harassment will take place.
Reverend Dashwood, if I could ask you,
This is what is happening.
if I could ask you, what is your message to Donald Trump? Because he was very moved by your words. What is your message to him?
My message to Donald Trump should never stop what he's doing, because what he's doing is not his own. Showing concern to Nigerian Christian, it tallies with Exodus chapter 3, verse 7. As God showed concern to Egypt, to Israel in Egypt, the Hebrews, so he has to show concern to us. Let me tell you, there's a genocide in Nigeria. And when it comes, it's not going to be us alone. It's going to help the Muslims. When the Christians in the far north were able to escape to the Middle Belt, what will be left? You hear them saying Muslims are also killed. By who? By Muslims. Because of set differences. Some were trained in Saudi Arabia. Some were trained in Afghanistan. Some were trained in Iran. All of them have different background of belief. They brought it into Nigeria. After there was no Christian in the close by to kill, the blood of innocent Christians that have killed is fighting them. Then they went into fighting each other. The sect of Isala are fighting the Sunni, fighting the Derika. That's why they'll meet them in the mosque and kill them, chanting Allahu Akbar, because of different belief in Islam. And this thing has not been common. It has been happening right from the time of Muhammad. Jihad. Sometime at a point, it will end up seeing same people of same faith killing each other. Like today, the Iswap and the Boko Haram were busy killing each other at Lake Chad.
You see, I was watching a program on the Piers Morgan show, in which the Minister for Foreign Affairs, one Yusuf Tugar, is the guest, or was the guest. And quite frankly, what I saw almost seemed a movie from a fairy tale. Almost didn't seem real at all. Now, that is the Minister for Foreign Affairs telling the world that in the last 5 years, only 172 Christians have been unalived. Now, it is not the blatant lie or the deliberate blatant attempt to downplay the severity of the lives of Christians in Nigeria that is annoying. It is the fact that there is like a concerted effort by Muslims in Nigeria to downplay the realism or the reality of what is befalling Christians in Nigeria. First, they try to say that it's not Christians alone, that Muslims are all. First, they try to say that Christians are not the only ones being unalived, that Muslims are also being unalived. The question is, if Muslims are also being unalived, then why are you preventing US to come in and aid and save Nigerian lives? No, it's almost as if most Muslims in the north are happy. It's like they are on the same page for Christians in Nigeria to be wiped out. That's what I'm seeing here. It's like almost every Muslim, particularly those in power, are in support of Christian lives to be depleted, to be annihilated. Only the last that day that they, in just alone, I can't count the lives I have witnessed in Plateau State alone. I can't count. Since 2001, 2002, 2008, 2009, 2000, I can't count. At a point in Plateau State, living with loss of life is because naturally that's I had they kill people in Basa to do. It's a normal way. I've seen you see people running from the village. We just run from the village. They unalive people in our village. It was a normal thing. Just because the media decided. So from what it's happening now, it's like a conspiracy. It's a deliberate conspiracy by the Islamic North to ensure that Christian lives, particularly Christian lives in the North, don't matter. I am very disappointed that a representative that is supposed to sell the image of this country to the world, that is supposed to tell the country, the other country, the true situation of is trying to dump. You can even see how he was fidgeting deliberately. Even Piers Morgan could see through him that he was lying. Now, if these people are empowered, it clearly shows that they have no intention whatsoever to stop the killings of Christians. They have no intention to even stop the mayhem. It's more or less like they've been secretly and passively encouraging the killings of Christians in Nigeria. Look, let me tell you, if you know you are a Christian in Nigeria and you are this other man, what's his name? One day, the general in Jos told you that you are depending on the Nigerian security to save your lives. You are wasting your time. There's a concerted effort by some evil-meaning Nigerians who have found themselves in the corridors of power. They are in the military, they are in the Senate, they are in the House of Reps, they are everywhere. They control the systematic unalivings of Christians in Nigeria. Have you wondered why each time they arrest one terrorist, somehow in less than 2 hours he is released? This is a country where somebody defended his own life from terrorists. They are sentencing him to death because he protected his own life by unaliving somebody who declared intention to take his own life. So what they are telling you in Nigeria is that once you confront a terrorist, if you can't escape, submit yourself to be unalived. If this thing not the vex as they vex me, something is wrong somewhere.
Hi, welcome back. As now from Ariwa person will be so okay, we don't hear this thing. They don't declare to us say okay, they won't replicate this Afghanistan style true because this is their plan and the way that they buy people make it show you say okay now the Afghanistan style now they won't do for this nation. And you know the way that they play their game. According to most of the people will be so okay, they don't talk for a year. They get buy these people small and they go buy these people small systematically to make sure say they confuse make una no talk. If you know how they are leaders, they are so-called leaders, they come out, they talk about all this issue they kick against them for over decades now. You gonna know say okay, these people they don't get anything for mind than to spoil every good thing where okay this supposed to happen for this nation. No be yesterday where okay the general military where basically is supposed they do well for inside military where they cook against some allegedly where they buy them for inside the north. Make you know so okay these people they no be get any plan for here. The radical and the Islamist jihadism where basically or jihadist where basically they did for that place where they control all these people, their own agenda in the different. Waiting they want to be say they won't do like Afghanistan, make them make sure say okay they do and with style. And these people where basically with the talk, no be okay they no get patient, they get patient very well. If they do their thing, they go make sure say they go they do one by one after the other. If it take them 100 years before they fulfill their mission, but for them as long as their own mission is fulfilled, they are happy. That is what they are normally known for. So if any radical or Islamic jihadists come to you to tell you any lie that these people will be okay, they buy people are not genociding or causing any genocide or mayhem here, make you and that person or make you see that person or that kind of person as enemies, make you know so okay that kind of person an enemy will be so okay in be to this whole nation. Now so it just be, and you will be so okay don't hear within the Dashomo and many other guys so be so okay don't see for you don't talk, make you drop your own thing that is okay, you won't make the word here too for us, make people listen. And also if not today be the first time okay they come across this place, make it like, share and subscribe. Thank you.